Good morning. It is the 11th of April. Not April. August, the start of the day. 11th of August. Anyway, it's 11th of August. Put the old headphones on. I'm happy today because, there's lots of reasons to be happy, but one of them is it's cool in my Florida room because they finished the roof. Got lots of insulation in the roof now, flat roof, which kind of gone haywire over the years, and now it's cool as a cucumber in here. I don't have to worry about that. I have to sit here and have a fan on the computer and all the type of stuff you have to do. Anyway, and I, while I was showing the video of my Adobe Illustrator word balloons yesterday, I finished formatting the first issue of Taylor Zine. Let me see if I can find that sucker. Let me see. I got this right here. Do I have Taylor Zine? Neep. Let me see if I can open up. I don't know if I can open it up. Anyway, I got it. Let me see. I think I have a copy of the. Yeah, I got a copy of the cover. So let me stop that, and then share that. Okay, that's the cover of the first issue. At least part of the cover of the first issue. Let me see. Oh, I see. Stop that banner, and it'll show you the whole thing. Okay. So now I did it in InDesign, and then I exported it as a EPUB Nook document. It was perfect, absolutely perfect. You wouldn't believe how beautiful the dang thing is. Try to export it as a Kindle. You have to go through all types of rigmarole to get it to export to Kindle. So I've got it, at least a rough. I'm gonna have to do some design work on the interior and stuff like that. But I'm not trying to, impress the world or anything like that. It'll look like this, the first copy issue, and probably this will be and then there'll be, it's probably stuff in the back. I've got a permission from Operation Underground Railroad to use their logo to show that I'm supporting them on the back cover, all my comics and all my books, which I'm going to do since I'm the publisher. I'm the publisher. There's nobody telling me what I can and cannot do. I got an agreement with these people. I have to, run my copy and ads and everything past them because they don't want people, doing squirrely stuff. It's fine with me. Anything they want me to do, I'll do, because these are fine human beings. They are rescuing children from child slavery, and this is sexual child slavery, and that is so evil. So evil that if you were one of these people and you end up in a prison, even these hardened criminals will go after you. You won't survive. So I'm a tiny part of this world. Not very significant, but anything you do to help children, you should do it. So it's going to be in the back cover of this. Going to be back cover of Blue Boy Brown. It's going to be back cover everything I do from now on. There's, I can't. I just have to do my little part, and I'd send them money too. And I'm going to work on something. So part of the profits from anything I do will go to these people. It's too important. Anyway, okay, so let's stop that. And I'm going to share This is what I'm doing today. Today I'm going to show a video of me drawing page 111. It lasts about 36 minutes, and it basically gives you an idea how I get past I skip the process of inking. I don't ink. I use a Bic Mechanical Pencil, which looks like this. Let me make it like this. Yeah, looks like this. This is what it looks like. Bic Mechanical Pencil. You can buy them at your grocery store. You can buy them at Walgreens. You can buy them at CVS. You can buy them at Office Depot. And the cool thing about them is the fact that that lid is made in France. It's just absolutely wonderful, 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 wonderful pencil, and it gives you a really good line. And so I'm going to show that this morning. And I start off with a contour line drawing that I have created in my sketchbook. I like to draw small, uh, no bigger. I'll show the sketchbook here. Okay, here's the sketchbook. Draw this size, and it enables you to really use your fine um, motor skills, small muscle motor skills that are in your hand, and get a real neat. And then I blow it up, scan it, blow it up, the size of a comic book page, and then I trace it using carbon paper. Sometimes I'll put graphite on the backside of the print, and then I trace it onto the paper, and then I do a contour line drawing, and then I embellish it. And that's what this video is. So I'm going to get going with that right now. Okay. Okay. Stop it. There. Okay. Now my hand should come up here in a few minutes, a few seconds. Oh, probably me. There I am with that exact pencil. You believe it? And let me see. Let me get rid of the sound in this because there's no reason for you to hear anything I said in it. I don't think I can narrate it myself. That way I don't have the feeling that there's somebody in the house. Well, my wife is out walking the dog earlier. What's going on? I need the microphone away from my face because I'm eating breakfast. One of the things I love about doing it this way is that eraser on the pencil. You can erase. You can't erase a thing except with whiteout. And I never enjoyed that very much. And you can see it really ramps up your production time. This is the kind of stuff that takes a long time, at least for me, to do with a brush. Even one of those nifty pen brushes. I really use a pencil. You can see this is a lot of fun. You get to this point, you got all your problems, your major drawing problems, especially the contour drawing problems, figured out. Then it's just a matter of going in and having a good time. Because I don't know about you, but I have always considered drawing to be one of the great pleasures of life. Okay, I'm finished with chomping and slurping. This is the point in the novel where things start to, you get the conflict, you get the major conflict. Well, we've always had conflict, we had a murder and all that stuff, but yeah. So we're being a progeny of this culture, having been raised by somebody who actually was in places like this and grew up in this kind of culture, really helps. Because one thing my old man liked to do, he liked to sit around the breakfast table when we had time. Usually we got up and he had breakfast with us. And he'd tell us about all types of stories about this period of history, which was a little bit before him, but he knew all these people. He was raised by part of his childhood because of the Depression and everything. He got raised by his grandparents, so they were lumberjacks. He knew all about this stuff. So since I'm writing about lumberjacks, I'm getting I get the straight food throat. And I did an awful lot of research on the Southern lumber logger culture, which is not only, it's one of the few places where you find integrated workforces in the South. One of those books that I got. Anyway, that was over here. Being in the lumber industry is not the easiest life you could have led. Cutting down trees. Oh, man. This is one of the coolest parts of the digital revolution is that with the advent of digitizing images and being able to manipulate them in Photoshop, man, you can get some cool effects. And I don't do much like young people who are doing their stuff. I pretty much draw the way I drew back when I was a pup in the 70s. I'll never, well, my main influence is Rembrandt. Not comparing myself to Rembrandt, don't worry about that. But just his influence of the way he hatched and cross-hatched. I prefer that to just about anything. I spent a lot of years as a tallow printmaker, so I studied Rembrandt's prints more than his drawings. The drawings were all done with brush and reed pens, mostly brush and reed pens. Boy, could he use a brush, but it's typical of Baroque era ink drawings. He was a man of his times. It's his etchings, though, that blow my mind. That's where all my drawing comes out of. Hard to believe that I did this video completely on a Samsung S9. Put it in a selfie holder, attached to a tripod, and a length of PVC pipe. I attached to the tripod, and then I attached the selfie tripod. It's a selfie tripod, real tiny little thing, but it has these little telescoping, these little manipulating arms on it that you can wrap around the PVC pipe and stabilize it, and all of a sudden you got yourself a really nice little setup there that enables you to attach your phone to it, and all of a sudden you got yourself a setup that I spent a lot of money on before I got my Samsung with a digital camcorder, and I don't need that anymore, even though I liked it a lot. It's really cool. But this I can upload to Google Drive and then download it to my computer, and I got it. To get finished showing this, I have this queued up in Photoshop with all the little bells and whistles that I put on it, like the tone layer and the watercolor layer and the shadow and color layer and all that stuff. I'll start coloring this thing. And as I go on, I'll have a day where I stick it in Illustrator and do the word balloons. That'll be probably on the Monday that after I publish this on my website. Don't want to give away the dialogue and the story before it actually gets published. I published 5 pages this week. I decided to ramp it up to 4 pages a week, but I had an extra one that I must have done last week, and I said I'll just get a day ahead. And then I found myself doing 4 over the weekend, so I published 5 on Monday. Anyway, from page 95 to 99. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that's 5 pages. 5 pages. So old Pa and Grandpa got themselves snockered. Not Pa and Grandpa. Grandpa and our new grandma. Which Joby doesn't have too much confidence in the longevity of this union, but we will have to wait and see, won't we? Dooby 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 doo. There's a drawing. You ever want to really get into the study of how to use hatching and cross-hatching? There's Rembrandt, who is the master. There's nobody better than him, hatching and cross-hatching. But this little drawing by Michelangelo was the head of a Seder. And it is a master study. It's a master class in how to use hatching and cross-hatching. It's a very, very simple chalk drawing that he drew with gall ink over it. And it is just amazing how he's able to create volume and chiaroscuro from hatching and cross-hatching. Of course, he's, one of the 5 greatest artists ever lived. Certainly, as a person who's a complete practitioner of the plastic arts, he has to be top dog because he's a great painter, even though he didn't like to paint. Probably the greatest sculptor who ever lived, he and probably Bernini. And a superb architect. Woo, what a good architect. His Laurentian library is, it's what a library is supposed to look like. And Dome of St. Peter's, so much. Then he was also a good poet. To do all those things, and you're a good poet. Those of us who have written poetry, you know that it is difficult. And it was profound poetry, too. It wasn't just like, I love Janie, or I like this, it was really profound stuff. To be good at that and all the other things he was good at, boy, gives you a bar to, raises the bar, doesn't it? If it's something you want to take aim at, you never be his equal by any means. But just trying. Hey, just trying. Be good at a couple of different mediums, and then also to write. That's a good project to do, and you're not gonna come up with anything on the level of Big Mike, but that's not the point. The point is to do your best. Try to learn from Big Mike. His work was almost always full of profundities. His depiction of himself as as Saint Bartholomew is, you have to understand how old he was. He's in his 60s. I'm in my 60s. I understand a few things about being in your 60s. It's the time when you realize death is coming in for you. There's nothing you can do about it. All your friends are dying. Let me tell you, all your friends are dying. All my cousins on my mother's side are dead in their 60s. So you know death is coming for you. So you stop fooling around. You stop acting like a child. You start thinking about eternity. That's what he was doing in his poetry. And much of his sculpture, his late sculpture and his poetry. Oh, man. So you get into that mindset, you start realizing the same things he's realizing, and you start working on the same kind of projects he's working on. Just about life, serious stuff about life, not silly junk. I guess part of getting older. I did a lot of silly stuff when I was a kid. Boy, did I do a lot of silly stuff when I was a kid. Oh, well, college in the 70s. An old friend of mine said, you were in the 70s and you remember it. You weren't there. The wild, wild time. I knew some wild, wild people. Some who are still alive. Some of them got claimed by the excesses of that time. I was lucky. I always had a tendency when things got a little bit too crazy, I just back off and say, "Wait a second, this is getting nuts." I like this character, Magnolia. He's a good kid. Probably right there. I do a little bit of cleaning up in Photoshop. I'll look at it when I get finished with this. I was doing research for this. I went and found a lot of photographs of Amish buggies because the Amish are an offshoot of the Mennonites. There's some similarities in them. The Mennonites have embraced modern technology a little bit more than the Amish have. They own cars, things like that. When cars came around, they said, "Hey, cars cool." The Amish didn't do that. But back then, they were still 1914. $800 for a car was an incredible amount of money back then. You may only make $1,000 a year. You were really poor, you might be lucky to make $800 a year. So buying a car would be kind of out of your league. So you'd still be riding around on a horse, using a buggy. Rich folks would have a Model T or Model A, probably Model A back then. Right before World War I, just a few months before it. The assassination of Archduke Ferdinand happened in July of 1914 in Sarajevo, and this is February 1914 in Arkansas. So take a while for this to percolate. Okay, anything going over there? Yeah, maybe it's a little bit going over there. Yeah, I guess so. Put something in there. What did I put there? Some type of building, probably. I don't know if I finished up with that. Yeah. I might have to fix that in Photoshop. Yeah, looks like a bit of a meager effort. Yeah, maybe I fixed it. I don't know. Well, there is an old tradition in drawing. When you have a foreground that's developed and everything, to make sure that your lines in the background quiver, which make them less solid, which is an approximation of atmospheric perspective. Well, unfortunately, we're only 36 minutes into this. I have to leave it about 1:15, 1:20 into it because I teach a college class. Lasts till mid-afternoon. Fortunately, all online. This pandemic is real. A friend of mine got the COVID-19 and she got encephalitis from it. She got an inflammation of the brain from it. It does more than just attack the lungs. It also gets into your brain. Thank God they put her on steroids, and steroids reduces inflammation. That's what encephalitis is, the inflammation of the brain. And she's told me last night that she's feeling fine, that the steroids really worked. So steroids are great. You know, when administered properly, boy, they can save your life. And can't let nothing happen to my little friend. Boy, she got 3 kids and they need her. Thank God she's doing all right. I asked her how she's feeling. She sent me James Brown's I Feel Good. So I'm glad of that. Everybody from here to Spain is lifting her up in prayer because, boy, she years ago was the baby of the bunch, the little teenager of the bunch, and now she's up there, but not even close to being my age. But oh, I'd hate to think anything happened to any of my friends over this horrible virus. It's happened to so many people. This stuff's real. It's not a bunch of hooey. You got to be careful. And I'll be teaching online all this next semester. The advantages of being my age and having diabetes. You get my school's trying to protect people my age. Good for them. I'm a teacher at this school for this will be starting my 29th year, and it's nice being a place for that long. I think we're getting there. How long we got to go? We got 3 minutes and 48 seconds. I must really go at it for this one. I think I didn't embellish this too much. They really go after this. I'll let the color do that. Oh, I better do this. That's another few minutes. almost finished. Yep. Looks like it. Where am I? I got about 54 seconds to go. Okay, I'm not chomping on cereal, so I can put my headphones on. And I'm going to I'm gonna erase that. And I think I have. Well, okay, internal storage, trash. No files in the trash. Huh. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what do we got here? It looks like that was the end of that. So I'm going to stop that screen and I'm going to share. Well, I guess I'll share this entire screen. Yeah, and I'll get rid of you. I'll just put you aside. I'll put you aside. Get rid of you. Put you down there. Rid of that. Okay, this is what I was doing yesterday. Well, not yesterday, Friday, I guess. Finish this up. Pretty much finish this up. Kind of happy with that. And next page is what I just showed you. And I did this down here, and I guess I didn't videotape it or something like that, but kind of liked that right there. That I was kind of pleased with that. There's nothing like drawing. So much fun. Anyway, now I got to the point where I've got to go over to my tone section, and I got to start playing around with the getting my lightest values stuck in there. I said before that I use an old classical technique of getting rid of the white of the drawing surface by putting a tone over the whole thing. And then I use the dodge tool to enable that lightest value. So I got a dark, 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 a light, 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 and then a mid value. I work out from there. I think I'll make him the lightest value, and the other one I might just leave him alone. Oh well, I got an insight into something. I may have to change a few little things, a few drawings here and there, but it won't be a big deal. Anyway. Yeah, these guys will pretty much be in the dark. Okay. Okay, let me see. Right here, probably need to do a little bit of cleaning up. There's the tiniest bit of cleaning up. Okay. Now, okay. Yeah, I need to clean that up right there. Just the tip of that boy's nose. Okay. Maybe I should, not there, uh, burn a little bit of this. Just to increase the blackness of that area. Okay. And, okay, this. Okay, leave all that. And the midtones, and then this all come out into the dark light. And now like that. More like, yeah, this is late afternoon, so yeah. I'm gonna just leave all this in darkness and all, half lights. So maybe I'll just go up from. I gotta go into my color layer and make sure everything is. This is. Might as well. Noticed when I was in Illustrator, couple of days ago. I'm going to have to go through all types of adjustment of the sizes of pages because, didn't do everything right. That's life. So I'm going to start off with old Magnolia. Start off with her dress. Yeah. Okay. Got that. Got this. Got to do this. Okay. That's good. Now, let me see. Grandpa's outfit was that color. Let's get rid of that. It was that color. So here's Grandpa's outfit. Won't make it too saturated a color. And we'll have I think Grandpa's pants color was a little darker than his. The way I did that, I just went over it twice. Okay. And he's down here also. Yeah. So, okay. I guess I'll just. That was the color I decided the outside walk would be, so got to be consistent. This is the color of the outside walk. Put my shadows later and get a deeper value for that shadow there, but right now this'll do. From this up here, I think they were a different color though. I think that was just, we'll see about that. And here, we'll do this over here. You tell I'm having a great time. I worked so hard on this book. Started 2 years ago. Now I'm finally getting to the point where I'm coloring page 111 out of 148 pages, so getting there. First book took a while. I hadn't done comics in 40-something years, so the idea of just getting some of my chops back took a while. You know, just planning a comic takes skills that I had put aside, maybe didn't have all those years ago. Yeah. But I'm pretty well versed in how to do it now. I think I have devised a method for increasing my rate of production over the last couple of years. That's going to help an awful lot. I'm going to open up another page 108. Let's see what 8 looks like. Yeah, okay, that's the color I had on the outside. I had to get that right. Okay. You want to make people want to come and eat your establishment? Paint the outside of the building. Make it look inviting. It's what the Peabodys did. Do 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 do. Okay, there's the side of that. Okay, this little thing right here is that color also. And this will also be that color. Okay, I could have filled this in with a bucket, but I didn't. Maybe I should do that here. Fill it in with the bucket. Of course, not going to save a whole lot of time because don't have that much to do. You can see it's difficult to do a vertical line, so I might as well just fill it in, just drawing it. Well. Okay. Now, I might as well do some skin tones. See if I can get some skin tones out of this. If I can, I'll use that skin tone. Fix up the eyes in a few minutes. La 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 la. Okay, that there. Okay, this is all. Okay, gotta get these things right. Well, I tell you, it's back when I first discovered European comics back in the early 70s. I did it. Well, the first one I discovered was uh, Giraud's Lieutenant Blueberry. Man, high quality paper and color. Oh man, that's not right. And so that's completely beyond anything that I could do until uh, the digital revolution. This is all pre-digital revolution. Nobody even think about this. Is all analog. It was all done from just well back in the early 20th century, late 19th century, early 20th century. Um, the kind of printing you would get from like the posters of Maxfield Parrish and things like that, really high quality photogravure, I believe is what it's called. Really high quality printing. But as the prices went up, the production went down, and you didn't get that kind of high quality for a long time, except for these specialty collections for like Lieutenant Blueberry, I guess Asterix and Tintin and things like that, which were collected into books. And boy, now you can do all that. Yeah, everything's done like that now. This is the precursor for all that. Okay. Any other skin tones? Oh, these guys, yeah, these scary guys. Okay. And ooh, he's got a face. He's got an arm. So does she. Okay, anything else? Don't think so. That. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. So, looking back at the color of the outside. Let's do that. Oh, I haven't got much time. Gonna be getting out of here in a few minutes. Finishes up tomorrow morning. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I don't know about there. I guess maybe occasionally there's writers listening, comic writers, writers of different stripes who listen to this. I guess it's possible. But when you really get deep, 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 into the production of your work, characters become your buddies, your friends. You know them well. You know what they would do. You know what's logical for them to attempt. And so you just get a real, it's almost like they're your friends, you know, like they were real. I guess inside you they are. We all carry around images of the people that we've known. And when you dream about people you've known and everything, you're not encountering the people you knew, you're encountering your memories of them. And and I don't doubt that that in a way is what's happening when you write about characters that you pardon me, you become really attached to, as I've become attached to these characters, especially since they're some of them are similar in some respects to people my father used to tell me about, good folks that he knew back then when he was a boy. So really so you're just carrying this image around with you of how these people are doing and how they would behave. And you keep mulling it over, and that becomes the writing. You try to get them to get the writing and the dialogue and all the narration, everything to match up to this image you have constructed of these people. So it all makes sense and is poetic too. You want it to have some type of a resonance, a rhythm that is similar to poetry. Let me see if I got that other horse. Yeah, I got that other horse's color. I got better do that. And that's probably going to be about the last thing I get to do today. Do. Just gonna go over all his bridal stuff. I can make that darker later. Did you see that? Yep. Maybe I'll do that again this time and try to do it correctly. I'll just go over the bridal stuff later on. Look what I just did. Good, I'm on the color layer. I had this horrible feeling I was on another layer right then, but no, fortunately I wasn't. Okay, I gotta get out of here. Just when I get this done, I'm gonna fill this in, then I gotta save it. Look at it. Save. Then. Okay, it's coming together. Can't do much more. Let me see. Well, here we are. I will see you tomorrow. Okay? And we'll finish this up. Y'all have a good one. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Don't take any wooden nickels. They don't make them anymore. And stay safe. Wear a mask in public.